I always find it very interesting when I see articles like this and wonder how many people read these articles, and maybe it's their favorite drink and then decide not to drink it anymore. Probably zero. I see it all the time. I see it every day. When you're around people who consume garbage every day and then they complain about heartburn, and I'm like, well, why did you give yourself heartburn? I literally said that to a coworker the other day. Why did you give yourself heartburn? He's like, I didn't. I'm like, yeah, you did. You put that garbage in you. So yeah, you did it. But they're not going to stop because they don't care. So it's just, we're the sickest our country has ever been. And we're probably the, I shouldn't say the sickest country, but you know what I'm saying. Like, we hopefully it's getting better now that we have someone that actually gives a shit, that's, trying to help us out with that. But still, there's been so many foods where in our country they're putting the garbage chemicals in it, but in other countries they don't have, like I said, hopefully that's going to change, hopefully that's going to get better, but people still don't care. I mean, I could name off drinks that someone claimed that they found like a mouse in their Mountain Dew, and so they called them there. Well, Mountain Dew is like, no, that's not possible because the mouse would dissolve. Look it up. But how many times do people write these articles and then it's life-changing for somebody? Well, my kidneys will be fine. I take care of myself. I don't eat this or that, and all the while they're pounding Dr. Peppers on the regular. They're gallons of this shit. Because here's the thing, that while they're consuming these trash foods, these like Doritos and whatever, they're becoming more addicted to them because of the substances that they're putting in these foods to be more addictive. So many people think that they are in control, that they are in control of their lives, that they are in control of their bodies, that they are in control of their health. And they're taking in these products, these garbage, highly processed foods. I've seen so many people say, well, I eat healthy, and I'm literally watching what they eat every day. And I'm like, no. The one thing that we should care about the most, which is our health, is usually the last thing on people's minds. They want a high-paying job, and hey, more power to you. They want maybe a significant other to complete their life or whatever, which I think leads to more health problems if you ask me. They want kids, which, hey, why would you bring a kid into the world and then have shitty health? So what, your kid can watch you die and then probably, have the same health problems, and then the kid's gonna say, oh, it's genetic. My dad had the same problem. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock, because you're both eating garbage. I was out walking my dog today. A gentleman stopped me, wanted to know about my dog, and then he recognized me from whatever. He recognized me, he knows my job is physically demanding, and he's got his arm in a sling, and he starts telling me, what happened, whatever, that's fine, people like to tell me their stories, and then he starts telling me about this taco truck that he loves to go to. I'm like, dude, he's like, have you ever tried this? I'm like, I am the least fun person when it comes to food. And he's like, oh, are you kind of like a health nut? I'm like, yeah, that's putting it I used to be a health nut. Now I'm crazy. And he starts telling me how, he gets the beans and rice and all this stuff, and he forgoes the tortilla because of all the, mentions cholesterol. I'm like, yeah, well, cholesterol is not the problem. Carbohydrates are the problem. And he gives me this look like, did she just say cholesterol is not the problem? All I can do is be an example. All I can do is, I know I give unsolicited advice because it blows my mind on how people treat their bodies every day. And I know I'm not the poster child, but when it comes to the internal structure of what we feed ourselves, the amount of outdoor exposure that we should be getting, the amount of sunlight that we should be getting, all these things that help our bodies be amazing. Going to the gym, getting those, weight sessions in. all I can do is try to be a good example. But seeing articles like that, I look at that and I'm just like, no one looking at that's gonna be like, well, I guess I'll stop drinking that. Because it's an addiction. I used to drink energy drinks all the time, not because they gave me energy, but because I just enjoyed them. Those days are so gone. So gone, because the more you learn, the more you go deep, the more you start to realize not just about what society or your culture or whatever is saying that this is good to eat, but the lies that we were fed for decades about nutrition and what was good for us turn out to be just a way to make us sick so we can profit the pharmaceutical companies. And I'm sure you're all rolling your eyes like, oh, another one of these, but I'm not going to stop talking about it because I was there. A lot. Lots of pharmaceuticals. Lots of mental health drugs. Lots of... So... You should care. But you probably don't.